Hi, my dear Astro family. Today I wanted to make a video about Juno in Aquarius because actually it is today when it has entered the sign of Aquarius. So I hope everyone is doing well. I had a little bit of a rough week. Unfortunately, my bank card got stolen, loads of money got stolen from it. I wasn't really happy about it, but so I was running around police station, banks, and so forth. But hopefully, it will get sorted, all sorted very soon. So now, one of the reasons why I really thought that I should be making a video about Juno in Aquarius is because, well, that's the natal position of my Juno as well. It's conjuncting the Sun in the 12th house. So I just wanted to remind myself as well as you, because I think February is a little bit of a relationship month with this Venus-Mars conjunction on the 16th of February. Of course, it's going to be happening around Valentine's Day. So something about the unity of the lovers and taking commitments and wanting to be in a relationship can be quite a huge desire for many of us this month. So I thought that we should be actually making a video about it. Now, overall, I think one of the things which is the theme of February is how we feel, what we think, and what drives us really. And Mercury, Venus, and Mars will get very significant role in the upcoming month, which is, Venus has just finished its 2-month retrograde cycle, and it will be still in the sign of Capricorn through the start of March, really. Mercury has just finished a 3-week retrograde cycle, and it will be in the sign of Capricorn till the 14th of February. So, and then obviously these two planets were really dancing around Pluto, which is kind of talking to us about looking at our love life, looking at our self-worth, looking at our love language in a sense, in a very, very deep way. And then now Mercury making a conjunction to Pluto will be really talking about verbalizing our feelings. So I think these retrograde cycles really wanted us to kind of observe, to assess the situations, and maybe looking at, you know, some of the obsessions we might have around certain type of things. And I think these retrograde periods wanted us to have a solid platform, something we can actually build on. So this Venus and Mars in the sign of Capricorn have been traveling next to each other for a while, which is actually quite rare. On top of that, Mars is actually applying to Venus, which happens even a lot, less often because Mars is usually the slower moving planet, but this time around it's actually moving faster than Venus. So I think there is an intensified type of love energy in the sky, and this is also emphasized by the sign change of Juno, which I said has just entered the sign of Aquarius just recently. So in order for us to understand what Juno actually represents in the sign of Aquarius, we might need to talk about what Juno is in the birth chart. So Juno is something to do with your karmic match made in heaven. It's something to do with your soul supporter. So basically, she was Saturn's daughter, the wife of Jupiter, and in the Greek mythology, her name is Hera. She was actually discovered in 1804, and she has got a 4.3 years orbit. So it takes about 4.3 years to go around the zodiacal signs. So the very last time it was in the sign of Aquarius was 2017, sometimes at the end of December. Now, a mythology around her is that she rejected Jupiter at first, therefore Jupiter was smitten by her, so he kind of launched a campaign to win her over. Juno didn't really give in, therefore Jupiter decided to disguise himself as someone else, actually a bird. And he tricked her into a marriage by illustrating a wounded wing. So Juno stayed with him because of love and marital contracts. She was devoted, but Jupiter continuously cheated on her, and their marriage somehow died off. So she decided to remain single in her entire life. The Juno in our chart represents the marital bar. What do we expect from our partners? What do we expect from a relationship? It's kind of like the ultimate test in the relationship department. It's the kind of like the soulmate we want to be having for ourselves. It's about what type of commitments we make in order for our relationship to kind of work. It kind of show our marital fulfillment, but also the power struggles within the relationship. Maybe power struggles where partner uses something uh, to kind of control the relationship. And it might be the withholding of love or sex or money or children, whatever kind of controlling type of element it gives us. It's about your cosmic wiring towards something to admire. It's about legal marriages. It's about fertility as well, because she was the protector of families and women in labor. So, but from a professional point of view, actually, it talks about housekeeping skills, so like hostesses, airlines, and so forth. It talks about the relationship between employees and employers. It could talk about how we expect our partner to behave or how we are expected to behave in a relationship. As I said, she was the protector of pregnant women and she ensured their safety during childbirth. So it does talk about something to do with childbirth as well as safety net. Juno represents your urge to unite with the person who is your equal, commit to them and build kind of like a future together. Sometimes, so Juno is a little bit of a funny one because when she gets pissed off in a relationship, she's really going to be showing her kind of like negative sides. And when she has got all the marital bars hit, then she's the bestest ever. So it could really talk about jealousy, inequality in partnership or work, fidelity, fertility, mating, but also in what ways we argue with our partner. So you can really get loads of information about your partnership and what type of partners you might be attracting from a karmic point of view. It can actually indicate a bride, groom, a vice president, a widow, a hostess, a housekeeper, uh, or or even your unborn babies too. So Juno's placement, sign placement, is going to show why we need this partner and their characteristics. The house position will show you where you might meet them. And the house position can also show you the matchmakers. So for instance, who can kind of introduce you to this person? I kind of like really urge you to look at that. Now, Juno entering the sign of Aquarius, on one hand, it indicates that a committed relationship is very essential for us this time around in our creative participation in the world and in the society. It's about having a relationship which is enhancing our personalities and individualities. It might be, especially for those who are single, start to get kind of attracted to unique or unusual or per people or someone who stands out of the ground, a very intellectual type of person. But probably it's about wanting to have space within the relationship. Neither of us wants to kind of feel trapped in that commitment in a sense. Sometimes it brings friends in benefits type of things. Sometimes it is talking about, you know what, it's a long distance relationship. So, and definitely it is talking about open-minded partnerships. So from a matchmaker point of view, Aquarius can indicate getting to know someone at a concert, for instance, or through friends, or doing some group activities, or going to a boarding school, for instance, or going to a technological type of exhibition, and so forth. So definitely an interesting position for Juno, because one is about commitment, the other one is a little bit more about detachment. So we know that Aquarius is quite an unconventional sign. So having Juno here, that can indicate that we are going for unconventional setups in relationship. It could talk about uh, um, the way how you were raised. We might want to be completely going the opposite direction somehow. So there is something interesting and eccentric about these type of relationships. And Juno transit will kind of ask you to actually consider those in a sense, but how we can be eccentric when it comes to our relationships, how we can stand out. One of the things which I'm really expecting to be happening maybe in the next 4 months, or yeah, 4 months, is that somehow LGBTQ matters, or the smaller circle of special or unique or relationships are going to be somehow a topic coming up for us. So that's one thing which I kind of feel as a possibility. Another huge topic could be with this is something around equality. So equality in a sense that, what we are all human beings. So why we cannot love others the way we want to? And of course, sometimes Aquarius go to the extremes. It is kind of like standing up for social causes, standing up for fairness somehow. It becomes very outspoken, but sometimes it does it with like wits. So it's kind of like a humorist. There is that type of comedian type of energy. So it's also very possible that there is going to be loads of type of how is it called? Um, the word is just doesn't pop to my mind, but what I was trying to actually, mention is that there is going to be plenty of like memes, maybe that's the right word, memes around relationships and so forth. So that's actually very possible. It might be about, that certain type of groups of people are going to go on the street because they want to be protesting around marriage, or they want, unconventional type of things to be accepted by the society. So definitely, it's a very interesting position to have. But also, if we are looking at the meaning of Juno from anything to do with the child's birth, then it could be about, what, we're going to have more and more words being mentioned about uh, abortions and something to do with orphanages and so forth. So this could be also a very significant topic. I also believe that because Juno represents something to do with divorces or promises, pledges, as well when it comes to love. So it's very possible that we're gonna be even maybe reading in the magazines more about these type of topics. Now, another thing which really came to my mind with this position is that the relationship between employees and employers and how far they have gone the two from each other. So why do we have such a big gap in between? Why there is no kind of like humanitarian support from one to another? Also, I can believe, or I can imagine, some scientific researches being made around different types of relationships and some kind of information will be revealed, especially once Mercury is also back into the sign of Aquarius. That's also a possibility for me. Juno in Aquarius is all about independency, not allowing our freedom being kind of jeopardized with the relationships. So unfortunately, this could indicate some type of separation coming up also. It could talk about kind of like going for an open type of relationship in a sense. It could be talking about wanting to be finding a partner who is accepting my unique views on relationship departments. Probably it's about not being able to cope with clingy or codependent type of people. So it's all about wanting to do some type of activities and being around people, being in a group, and not necessarily just wanting to be sitting at home. It's about not spending every single moment together, but being willing at the same time to find some valuable time in a busy schedule to spend together with time with the loved ones when we it's kind of like in a spontaneous way. So maintaining fully the freedom is a huge topic here within the relationship. It's about making some compromises from time to time. It's about not having a traditional outlook on relationships. So some of the people like gonna be thinking, what's the point in getting married? Why does a piece of paper kind of hold us together? So that's also kind of like an untraditional type of approach. Or why do we have to, sign a contract and so forth? So that's definitely a huge topic which could be coming up. I think it's about finding a freedom-loving, intelligent, friendly, and easygoing person. But sometimes Juno in Aquarius becomes a little bit unfaithful or detached or not so much of the emotional type or just an unpredictable type of mood, coming and going, kind of like this on and off type of relationships. So that's unfortunately, that's also very possible. So I think sometimes there is a little bit of a reminder not to be relaxed when it comes to the personal relationships in the sign of Aquarius, because neither a man or a woman with these Aquarius traits like any type of restrictions. So they might not be putting so much of a value when it comes to fidelity or when it comes to having an open type of relationship going on. It's kind of like you know what, you are my friend, we are going out, you should be understanding me type of energy. So yeah, so there could be some discovering some emotional depth within the relationship could be a significant topic here. And remember that the Mars and Venus conjunction is happening in Capricorn. So how we can have this type of, solidifying energy in our relationship, that could be something actually we do need to be considering this time around. So this is my little short video and intake basically on Juno in Aquarius. So I wish everyone a beautiful Valentine's Day, really. Yeah, so see you soon with another video. Bye-bye.